I just got back from an epic impromptu shopping trip at Home Goods and Marshalls, which was like such a great shop to be at. And I had so much fun right out of the get-go and found a couple sweaters that were just perfect. It's like awesome. And then I'm walking through the store, and like when I walk in my shoes, like I end up kind of tap dancing through the store, like my heels go click, click, click. And some woman that was coming the opposite way stopped me and started talking to me about that. And it was interesting. We had a lovely conversation, and there's just something interesting about the woman, and went on about my day or about the whole shopping experience. There was a woman with a dog in the store, and she was letting the dog like pick out the toy. It was just this whole lovely experience with the entire store, the things in the store, the people in the store. Of course, then I'm in the checkout line, and I just keep loading up my arms with stuff. And anyway, I just had this amazing time, get out of the store. And again, it was impromptu. I wasn't intending to go there, but on my drive home, I'm like, oh, let me just stop there. Anyway, I get out of the store, and all of a sudden I'm like, I have no freaking clue where I parked my car. I was probably in the store like 20 minutes. But the other thing is too, okay, so when I was in line, that lady who I talked to ended up like two people behind me, and she got chatty with the person behind me. You could tell she just likes to talk to people. And I remember I looked at her, and she looked like a different person, like a younger, more vibrant person. I even had that thought after I talked to her, something might change about her after our conversation. And anyway, I saw her in line, and she looked 10 years younger, more vibrant, more just like in focus. And there was a richness about her. Anyway, and then so I get out of the store, can't find my car. It's like I jumped timelines. It almost kind of reminded me of that conversation you and I had about watching that movie with my parents, and me like checking out for an entire hour, like being unconscious of reality and popping back in and completely losing that entire hour. So I just have a question about that. Like, I feel like, I don't know, did I jump timelines, or what's going on with that experience that I just had that was really fun, but also weird?
As you stop paying so close attention, monitoring, controlling, observing, carefully observing your surroundings easily jump around as you do, as time does. These are all human constructs. You have all agreed this is a table, this is a chair, this is a road, this is a car. And so it is relatively stable. But as you pay less and less attention, less need for anything to remain exactly as it has been, less expectation of your needs to be met or resources to be received through your physical environment, the less it will behave as it is supposed to according to human law. This is true for all of you. Time will no longer seem the same sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there will be moments like this where it seems like you've either gained or lost an hour in the blink of an eye. Everything is right here, right now. It is not yesterday or a million years ago or 20 years from now. It is all right now. And the less you need for it to conform, the less it will conform. That is so the human construct.
One of the things that was so funny is after I picked up my sweater, and again, I don't know if Ramona knows about Home Goods, but it's like a hodgepodge of all sorts of fun stuff. And it's funny because you said, as you pay less close attention to different things, I was like walking down this aisle, and this thing jumped out at me. I was like, I have to get it. It's such a huge magnifying glass, right? Because I thought it'd be funny, like, you know, as I'm meeting with people in my group calls and they're talking about a wobble, I like imagine doing this and like, let's take a close look at like the vibration that's there, not the details of the story, but the vibration. And so I just think it's kind of funny that, and that's one of my things that I've always been pretty good at this. And I just keep getting better and better and better at like not paying much attention to details. Like I do that really, really, really well with like money. And then I feel like it has this ability to be so fluid and nonsensical and change. And then when the change happens, I tend not to like try to analyze or look back or look at the details like that, you know?
Yeah,
so
we agree. And these stores, what Ramona calls a jumble store, Marshalls, Home Goods, these stores where everything's all jumbled together, and there are these little treasures every once in a while amongst a bunch of unwanted and various, it's all a jumble. It's the perfect environment for you to close your eyes and just simply walk down an aisle and say, I'd like to find a purple long-haired sweater, please. Or I'd like to find a leather vest with the back cut out, or whatever ridiculous thing you can think of, and just invite it to come to you.
Yeah.
See what happens.
That's like literally what happened, because literally it was like a couple of days ago, I was like, oh, I want to get some new sweaters. Like I've got this lovely sweater that I like, and I've got a bunch of older sweaters, but I want a different style. And I had this knowing of like, oh, I'll run across it. And again, going to Home Goods, it was just like, ooh, it's like 2 blocks from my house. Wasn't even going there to intend to look for a sweater. But then I come upon this rack and it's just right there. And I was like, I could tell it was perfect. And I grabbed this other cute little top too, go to the dressing room. And both of them were perfect. It was like a total win. Like I didn't search hard for it. I didn't grab 10 things to find one thing. It was like, boom, boom. And then, this is a singular thing. It was just sitting right there shining to me. And then, just super fun.
Yes. So the components are no attachment, nothing serious whatsoever, not far to drive, not expensive, not all organized where you were focused on organization, just fun, 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 lightly held desires, the knowing that they will come with no timeline, no dollar amount specified, nothing to weigh it down.
Yeah. And again, there's still such like a head scratcher of how much when I walked out, I was like, because normally, because I've had experiences where I'm like, where did I park? But generally, if I just pause and think, like I can picture like where I parked, but there was like no record of that. I got my little key fob thing and I tried to press the panic button to see if it would like, and then somebody walks by, I was like, I lost my car. I had a good chuckle at it, and I walked for a good 5 minutes down the different aisles and then found it. Once I even found the car, I couldn't even recall the drive to that spot. It was like, again, I lost that chunk of time. I'm not bothered by it. I'm curious about it. And I'm also really excited about it because, again, like you said, I think that adds to, or it's an indicator to me of like how much more flexible my reality is getting. Yeah.
Yes. You did not lose anything. You simply popped out of the car before it was parked.
Oh, what? Tell me about that.
There is nothing linear about this universe. The human tendency to say, well, I drove to this spot and I stopped and I must have gotten out, even though I don't remember it. That would be linear. Yep. There's nothing linear going on here.
All right. Thank you.